Former head football coach, legendary football coach, Lou Holtz. He was down in South Carolina speaking before Trump over the weekend. He was warming up the crowd and he wanted to let everyone know why he supports Donald Trump. There's 3 major reasons. Watch.
Reasons why I supported President Trump before he ever had the nomination. Number 1, I trusted him. When he told you something, he meant it. He said what he meant, and he meant what he said. He promised that everything he said he would do, he did. So I trust him completely. When he says something, you can take it to the bank. The second thing, he wants this country to be great. He wants us to be the best that it could possibly be. And everything he does is committed to excellence. You look at every decision he made, wasn't to help him personally, was to help this country. And the last thing about him, and I believe this after spending a lot of time with him, he cares. He cares about the people in this country.
For those of you that are trying to figure out what the hell Lou Holtz was just talking about, let me tell you really fast, because I will dispel a few of those points. There's 3 things that he loves about Trump. If he says something, you can take it to the bank. He does things for the country, not for himself, and he cares. He cares about the people of America. That's what he said. I won't make you listen to it again, but I will break down the reasons why all those things are complete nonsense. So let's start with what he says. You can take it to the bank, Lou. So let's go to this. When the Washington Post fact checker when their team first started cataloging President Donald Trump's false or misleading claims, we recorded 492 suspect claims in the first 100 days of his presidency. And on November 2nd alone, the day before the 2020 vote, Trump had made 503 false or misleading claims as he barnstormed across the country in a desperate effort to win re-election. Again, this is about if he says what he says what he's gonna do and he does what he says. So also continue on. This astonishing jump in falsehoods is the story of Trump's tumultuous reign. By the end of his term, Trump had accumulated 30,573 untruths during his presidency, and that averaged about 21 erroneous claims a day. A day. I mean, he says something and he does it. It's just the truth. Number 2, Lou Holtz said that it was a decision that he said that would help the country and not help himself. Everyone laughed at that one because a federal court, they approved a $25 million settlement on Tuesday. This is back when students who said that they were duped by Donald Trump and his now defunct Trump University, which promised to teach them the secrets of success in the real estate industry. He paid $25 million for that fraudulent claim with Trump University. And they quoted again, for years, Trump refused to compensate the victims of his sham university. His refusal in 2016 and the large-scale settlement that resulted opened the door for student victims to finally obtain the restitution that they deserve. And they also said, my office will continue to hold those who commit fraud accountable, no matter how rich, powerful they may be. And lastly was, he also cares about the people of the country. Let's jump down to graphic 7, guys, 7 and 8. Because let's go straight to that part. This is what he, again, was reported about what he was doing as far as helping the people of the country. He repealed the Fair Pay and Safe Workplaces executive order that ensured that federal contractors complied with worker protection laws before receiving government contracts. Does he care? He also proposed dramatically slashing job training programs and worker wage and safety enforcement. Rolled back important protections for drinking water in coal communities. Continuing on, he signed a law that weakens the firearms background check system and undermines enforcement of the current law that prohibits certain individuals with a serious mental illness from gun possession. He rescinded protections for student loan borrowers, and he also reversed the Obama-era Department of Justice's order to stop contracting with private prison facilities. As we know, they fill those prisons up. There's a bunch of minor to little to nothing crimes because their incentive is to fill those prisons up because we're paying them to fill those prisons up. And if there's empty beds, they don't get paid as much, so they find a way and they work with our justice system to make sure more folks are in those beds. That's a lot.
I thought you did a great job of thoroughly refuting that. But the funniest thing to me is like this idea that Trump doesn't do anything to enrich himself. It's only for the betterment of the people and the country. That's the most laughable one because I think even his biggest fans recognize that he's a grifter and how they basically justify their continued support is that he's a businessman. This is how business works. You do whatever you can to get ahead and to, earn a buck. Just look at some of the stuff he was doing where he would host world leaders at his hotel properties, right? It's like, what? I'm having meetings with these leaders. They might as well stay at one of my properties where we can jack up the prices, and it basically becomes a pay for play situation in the office of my presidency. And you see like the pardons. I've heard that the pardons went for as much between $500,000 to $1 million.
That's outrageous.
Well, like, guys like Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, like they basically paid Donald Trump $1 million to be pardoned. Like this is all he did his entire presidency. So the idea that Donald Trump, is beyond personally enriching himself as he's a public servant or allegedly a public servant is just laughable, and not even his fans believe it.
Well, I mean, even after the presidency, we see all the grifts that he's doing, the airplane, the raffle giveaway for a dinner with him. Again, they're gonna give that to the rightful winner, so it's not done yet. But he continues to send out emails through his Trump PAC to say, yeah, I might run, but maybe kind of, sorta. It doesn't matter, he's looking to make more money.